Good, good, good. We are going around the world for fairness here. 25 years ago, we couldn't have even done this, so there's that. All right, so which you got your notes now? Which one do you want to talk about first? Right, and he needs money for his stem cell, some kind of stem cell thing that helps his kidneys and heart. So you want to do a GoFundMe for him, right? Okay. Hmm. Of his, he needed 70,000. You said, or what? Okay. Yeah. Right. Right. Got it. I, right. No, you're preaching to the choir, young man. I understand. Surgery, post surgery, post surgery treatment, post surgery restoration of his life, etc. Yep, got it. So, yes, I can hear you, Paul. Yes. So, yes, I'm just, yes, I can hear you. I'm trying to decide whether to clarify for the audience that you've now switched from one GoFundMe to another. You've talked about getting a GoFundMe for me. Uh, I think also there's a time gap from the time I say something, because you're on the other side of the world. So when I say something, it takes 2 or 3 seconds for it to get to you. So we both have to kind of take that into consideration, I would say. Anyway, go ahead with your next point. Tell us what you're going to talk about, and then talk about it. And he's gone, folks. Yes, this is the world 2025. I really want to go get a cup of coffee, but I probably won't. Paul had asked me not to call him on WhatsApp, not to text him, and I think I'm also supposed to not email him because my doing so complicates his internet connection over there. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep this video because it's very real and shows the good and bad of internet connections. Okay, he's supposedly coming back. I don't have his image, I have his. There you are. Yeah, we don't know why. Does it do that often or not really? Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. So let me summarize so far for the audience. Number one, we talked about doing a GoFundMe for Paul's friend who's 67, who has heart. All right. So okay, 76. Has heart and kidney complications, needs some kind of surgery that involves stem cells. Paul has raised some of the money. He needs about $70,000. We're trying to plan the rest of that GoFundMe. And then also the other day on our telephone call, Paul offered to start a GoFundMe for me because I am in fact a very poor person and trying to get money for food, medicine, rent, and all that stuff. So Paul mentioned that briefly today here before the system went out yet again. So the next thing, whatever you say next, Paul, tell us what the topic is and then say some stuff about that topic, because seems like we have 3 or 4 topics to talk about here. And he's gone again. Okay, I don't even know whether to publish this at this point because, yeah, it's just, I don't know. He says it's the rainy season there in Nigeria, and apparently their internet doesn't work as well when it rains. So, I don't know, you guys. I don't know whether to keep trying. I suppose we will for a little while longer, but yeah, I don't know. This is life. This is life. This is part of life, anyway. I guess I'll say something else. I want to say thank you to a local TV station here in my area in Northern California, U.S., station called KMVT, otherwise known as KMVT15.org. They're a public access TV station. I feel like I'm making one of those worst movies ever, like a Rizzy movie or something. Anyway, they're a wonderful station. They've been around 25, 30 years. Very nice. I should throw a commercial in here for like Jif peanut butter or Doritos or Fritos or something till Paul gets back. Yeah, so I want to thank them for all the years of training and decades of opportunities they've given me over there. I did win. It's a state. Even though I own my own TV show there and still have a show there, we it is run with volunteers. I was always a volunteer there, even though I legally own my own show. Hey, Paul, I'm just filling in the gaps here with other conversation. Go ahead and tell us the next thing you'd like to tell us. Are you there? Unit 1 to Paul. Paul? I don't hear him, so just interrupt me, Paul, when you get your connection back. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk to people about something because... So anyway, KMBT television, there's about 700 public access type stations in the United States. They were started back in the 70s and 80s because people like Ted Turner wanted the airwaves, and the Federal Communication Commission had to... Paul, just interrupt whenever you can, okay? Whenever you can hear me, and yeah, there you are. That's the first word I've heard. Go ahead and tell us. Hello, hello. Tell us the next thing you want to tell us. I can hear you. All right. Yeah. Okay. So it's good. So it's about 12:36 there, right? 12:36 p.m. So we'll get back together at 1:36 p.m. your time. Okay, so he's going to do that. So we'll get back together an hour. He's going to go to the office. He's a very smart kid, and I know all the crap that people give people from Nigeria, and I am trying to be... Go ahead and go, Paul. Go ahead and go if you can hear me. Go ahead and go to the office. I'm going to stay on this call and just talk to people. Go ahead and go to the office. Go ahead. Yes, that's fine. Go ahead and go to the office. Are you going to take your phone with you or not? All right, that way I can call you to try to... Is it okay to call you when you're at the office? Is it a better connection? All right, so... All right, just go. Okay, you're wonderful. Just go ahead and go. I'm going to stay on this call with our audience on a different topic, and I'll check in with you in an hour, okay? Not a problem, dude. It's all good. All right, you're good. You're a good person. I understand. Not a problem. Good for you. That's wonderful. Go for it. I'll be ready. I'll be here. I'm gonna do this show, this conversation with my audience, and then I'll log out and log back in so that I'm ready for you at 1:38. Okay? All right, young man. Do you have to take the bus? Are you driving or what? Anyway, he's probably gone, so that's good. So he's doing something smart. He's a really smart kid, and I have faith in him, and I want to give him... I mean, he's giving me opportunities. He's a smart investor who apparently, I don't have any proof, but apparently he's making money, and I'm not, so I have a lot to learn from him. Anyway, so I'm going to finish up this thing about public access. Public access stations are very tiny. They're mostly run by a very small very small paid staff. Some of them, and they vary in size. The public access stations are in the big cities, tend to have a 2 or 3 or 4 paid staff. In the little tiny cities, they have sometimes no paid staff. There's many of them. Like I said, there's about 700. They're thought of as not a real TV station, as kind of a black sheep, bastard child. No self-respecting television person would ever claim that a public access station was a real TV station, because they're small and they're run by volunteers, and we teach television to people who don't know anything about it. So it was started by Congress, like I said, back in the 70s or 80s, because people like Ted Turner wanted to start all the, whatever you call them. I don't know what they're called now. I used to know the name of those kind of stations. The ones that are not ABC, NBC, CBS. There's a name for that whole bunch of kinds of channels, which now I have dementia, so it's escaped me. But they went to Congress, hat in hand, and said, we'd sure love to have the use of the airwaves. And the FCC would, well, that's fine, but we're going to create these 700 tiny stations so that people around the United States, normal people, can just go on their tiny TV station and do things they want to do. They can do art, they can talk, they can have their local politicians come on and tell what their stance is in politics. The thing you're not allowed to do in a public access station is you're not allowed to sell something directly. You're not allowed to do a pitch for a product or service. Now, you can, say you're a life insurance agent, you want to sell life insurance. You cannot sell life insurance on that kind of a channel. You could do, and I learned this from 500 speeches, not joking, 500 speeches in Toastmasters. You can do what's called a general topic discussion on such a station. Like if you're an insurance agent, you could come on and say, well, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, here are the 10 things that you should look for if you're looking for a insurance agent. So he's not selling you his product, he's not pitching you, he or she, but rather they're giving some guidelines to the public. That kind of thing, my understanding is, we are allowed to do. Normally what I did on my show, and I still have my show there. It's called In Our Community. It's available as one of the thousands of shows on KMBT15.org's YouTube channel. I also have transferred some of my shows over to my own Mark Isaac Potter Presents channel. So they're available in both spots. That way it gets a little more viewership. We tend to get a very small viewership, maybe 30, 40 views for any one show, maybe 100. Some of my YouTube shorts on my YouTube channel have gotten like 400 or 500 views, but the regular long forms don't get that much. So if you guys have questions about any of this stuff, Paul or me or the GoFundMes or public access TV, the way it used to get funded, by the way, the phone company, and I don't know how the phone company got involved, whether they're the Ted Turners of the world needed to use their system somehow. I don't know the whole thing about that, but the FCC decided in the early days to have the phone companies charge each household, and I think it was residences only, a small service fee that would help run this whole system of 700 tiny TV stations. So the TV stations would get a little bit of money. My understanding, again, I've never been a paid employee over there, I've never been an administrator, but this is my understanding from what I've heard around the station. They would get a little bit of money to help run the station. Our station, KBT, also got grants, which many stations do. And then a few years back, maybe 10 years ago, I mean, they always, KBT 15, I call it that because, shockingly, there is another KMVT in the United States. There's not supposed to be two TV stations with the same call letters, but in this case there is, so we just put up with it. So we call ourselves KMPT 15. So at our station, one of our operations manager at that time was, I think she was the one who came up with the idea to teach television to middle school kids, and that in the summertime and on the vacations that middle schoolers got. Okay, this turned out to be a great success. The parents loved it because they got the kids out of the house. The kids loved it because they got to do something which, at that time in the history of the world, was an exciting thing for them. I suppose by now it's old hat, but maybe not. So that helped a lot in some of the years I was there. Brought in revenue, da-da-da-da-da. Then a few years ago, there was some kind of big upset at the station. 2 or 3 years ago. And I thankfully can claim that I don't know much about it. So I don't have any answers for those of you that would want to know. I know some people left. I know there was a big upheaval. I know it's now different at the station. The rumor I've heard is that I'm one of the few producers who still sends in a show for that part of the station, because KMBT has 3 or 4 channels they run. They run one for the schools. They run one for the local governments because they're serving a small set of 4 or 5 cities around their immediate geographic area. So like KMVT 15 services Sunnyvale, California, Cupertino, Los Altos, Mountain View, and I think one other city, perhaps whose name escapes me. So they go to all the government meetings, like each city's transportation commission and each city's city council meeting and whatnot. They tape all that and they publish it on their government channel. And then they have one, like I said, for the public to come in and produce their own shows as volunteers, and they broadcast those. And then they've got another channel, as far as I understand, for the schools, high schools, middle schools mostly. So, but I just telling you all this because I really appreciate having the opportunity to have been there. I have a serious learning disability, so I took the initial, they do workshops teaching the public how to do television, how to do all the different positions in a control room. Like in the studio part of it, there's the cameras. There's camera 1, 2, and 3. There's the floor manager. Then in the control room, there left to right, there's a audio person, technical director, also known as a switcher. There's a graphics person that prepares the tags and stuff with the names. There's the director, and then there's usually a paid staff member who makes sure the cameras are balanced and that kind of stuff. And then there might be, when I ran my crew, I would have the newest volunteers come in and kind of shadow different positions to learn them better. But stations like KMBT would run workshops, like an introduction to television, a producer's workshop, how to do this, how to do that, how to edit, different workshops, and they had a nominal fee for that. Now, it brought in a little money, but not very much. But it was fun, and it was an opportunity, and I had no clue. I mean, I'd been in media, but I'd been in copying and printing, and I might have done a tiny bit of radio by then, but I don't think so. I think the radio stuff came later. And of course, I'd been in public speaking, so I sort of had been in media, more or less, but I had never had any thought, inkling of being a TV producer. I was just out hanging out with some friends one day, and they said, "Oh, by the way, there's this place you should go check out," like people do, and usually we all just, dispense with that as just small talk. Well, for some inexplicable reason, I actually went over there, and they were on Rangsdorf at that time. That would have been probably 2000, 2001. And I just fell in love with it immediately. I don't know why. I've never had that kind of experience with an organization before, maybe with the possible exception, again, not joking, of the Black Panther Party that I was tangentially involved with. Never a member, but tangentially involved with earlier. So, just fun, very fun. The first year or so I was there, I swear it seemed like every day, Monday through Friday. The first year I was there, I got Volunteer of the Year. I just loved it. I just couldn't get enough of it. And I had not had that experience in life before. Haven't had it since. So, so I could tell you 1,000 stories about how much fun it was. And I love you guys. I'm going to wrap this. I've been talking to you for, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. And Paul says he's coming back. What'd you say, 38 minutes after the hour, so that's about 45 minutes from now. So I'm going to take a break, get some coffee, maybe take a short 5-minute nap or something. And I know you're not seeing this live. I realize you'll be seeing it later on YouTube if we publish it at all. I probably will, because I really believe in gritty, rough, unexplained stuff going on camera. And this, you gotta admit, this is pretty rocky. He was in and out 7 or 8 times. I was swearing my head off and all that crap, so. Alright, kids. Love you. Talk to you soon. See you later. God bless you all. My phone number you want to call and complain or call and say I'm stupid or ugly or white or something, 408 209 3092. 408 209 3092. Take care. Love you lots. Bye bye. Alright, so that's that. Hey, good. Let's get me sit over there for a while. Boy, that was fucked up, man. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Fucking crap. Oh, I didn't know I left my door open. Boy, what a shit show that was. Jesus. Wow. Okay. 38. Start at what, 5? Hey guys, I totally forgot about this camera over here. Sorry about that. I just, that was got to be, I'm going to promote that as the worst show we've ever done, I think. Pretty easy promotion. Maybe I'll get a Rizzy or something. Anyway, I'm going to, of course, turn this off, but I'm not going to post this one I'm talking to right now because it's too, unless I'm on one of the less used phones. I don't know. Well, now I'm on the good phone, so I got to leave this line open. This'll take a long time to post. So I don't know. I've got what? I've got 30 minutes. Maybe I'll start. I don't know. We'll try it. I'll put it on YouTube at least. It should post easier there than to put it on some other platform. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. I forgot this camera was even on, so. All right. Peeps, homies. Come in, honey. Come in, Shannon, if that's you.